Hey everyone, Brett here from sunny Seattle, Washington today. It is February, early February, and we got some amazing weather right now, and I thought I would introduce this juiced HyperScorpion. This is my first e-bike, and I wanted to show from the very start, from me receiving it, what I think of it, build quality, how to assemble it, kind of walk you through all these steps and what first impressions basically of what this bike is to me. Funny thing is, I bought this bike and I canceled it because I started doing research online like a lot of you guys. They're looking at these bikes, and I decided to go with the Aerial Rider D Series bike. So I called them up and I said, hey, cancel this bike. Let me try the Aerial D Series first. I think it'll be a better fit for me. It has a dual motor power. And I was like, man, that's probably a better choice. So they sent it anyway, so I have it. So I was like, you know what, since it's here, I'm gonna do basically a comparison. I'm gonna open this one up, I'm gonna set it all up in front of you guys, I'm gonna put it together, I'm gonna do my first ride today on it, and give you my first impressions, what I think of this bike, build quality, how easy it was to assemble, if there's anything wrong with it, all those things. So if it's a good product, I'm gonna keep it, basically. That's how it is. It's already here, so instead of shipping it back, and they offered me $100 back as well to keep it, which is kind of cool. Not that that's a big deal, but I was like, whatever. So I also have the Aerial Rider D Series coming in. That should be here tomorrow. Actually, I'm going to pick that one up. They're in Washington State, so I'm gonna drive down to Sumner to their warehouse and actually go grab that bike. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. So then we're going to compare both of them, how it was to put them up, set them up, and then we're actually going to do some comparisons where I'm going to ride them both. I'm going to see how they do on hills. That's the main thing for me, is like how these bikes perform on hills, because my idea is, well, it's not my idea, this is what's happening. I'm taking both these bikes, if I like them both, and I'm shipping them over to Hawaii. I have a place over in Hawaii that I'm going to start living part-time. And I want to see what these bikes do, because it's beach town, these are cruisers around the city and stuff. That's actually Kona, Hawaii. And I thought the D Series would be better from Aerial Rider because it's got that dual motor power. And Hawaii, the main big island of Hawaii, where I'm staying at, we have some big hills, and I wanted to make sure I could just zip right up the hill if I need to. I wasn't sure this one would do it. I think it will. It's probably, really just as good, but yeah, so that's kind of my first take on it, and that's why that was my thought process into buying these two bikes, or buying one and then deciding to maybe keep both. But anyway, so here it is, juiced HyperScorpion. Comes like this, obviously in a box. I'm going to open it up now and show you guys inside and see what you guys think. So I'm back. Had to pull it out off the screen because that was a bit of a struggle to get it out. But anyway, these aren't light, right? They're 100 and something pounds. But it's packaged well, so I like that. I don't see anything damaged. It looks good. I got the matte black, or I guess it's kind of matte black. It's gloss black, actually. I thought it was more matte, but it's all black. Looks good. Battery's already installed. So yeah, so I guess I have to put the front tire on. So I'm just going to start clipping away. I'll probably speed through this so you guys don't have to watch this all slow, just so you know. Alright guys, so started taking off all the protective styrofoam. like I said earlier, the only thing I see damaged from shipping was the headlight. It's on the bottom, it's just scratched up and a little bit dented. Not really super happy about that, but I'm sure they will take care of me when I request a fix on that. But other than that, looks great. The only thing I was going to say is when you're assembling this, be super careful. It is really like wobbly back and forth as when you're at this stage of the bike. So it's easy to tip it. I actually tipped it over twice, and one time kind of dropped it, but it's fine. Obviously it didn't get damaged, but yeah. So let's get the handlebars up here. Looking pretty sweet. Now the overall presence of this bike in real life is pretty badass, I will say, and I'm not even done putting it together. I knew it was going to be cool, but yeah, it just looks awesome. It's got that matte black with that gloss black frame. It just looks like a badass cruiser, and that's kind of what I was looking for. So hopefully it performs as well as it states it does, and I think it will because everyone I've seen on YouTube loves it. Alright guys, here you go. Juiced HyperScorpion, completely put together. Overall first impressions are, it looks badass basically. That's the main impression. I love the black. The components, I'm not a bike guy, so I don't know all the quality of the components here, but everything looks decent, looks good quality. But time will tell, right? We don't know if it'll last or what's going to happen with it, but it did come fully charged, so that's cool. Front tire was flat when I got it, so I put the tire, filled it up with air. The back one I still need to put some air in it, but yeah, I'm going to take it for a test drive here in a second. But first impressions are I'm digging it. I think it looks beautiful. I hope I have a good experience on it, and I hope nothing else. And the headlight issue that was kind of damaged in shipping, it's on the bottom. It's not a huge deal. I'm not totally mad about that, but it would have been nice to not have any issues with it out of the box. But overall, what are we, 99% good? Alright. It's a Chinese bike. It's not going to be, you know, not everything's going to be perfect and ship perfect. I kind of expected something to be wrong, and overall it's good, so I like it. So next I'm gonna check the air pressure in the tires. I'm gonna take it up and down the street and give you my first impressions of actually riding the bike, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, it is cold as heck out here. Even though the sun is out, it is really deceiving. So first impressions, I just took it up and down the street real quick, put it in race mode. I probably should charge this battery a little bit before I start ripping it, so I'm gonna do that, but I just want to give a first impression of driving it. It's fun. That's the bottom line. It's quick. You know, I like the pedal assist. I've never even used a bike with this, but you start pedaling and the thing just takes off for you, so that's really cool. And I put it right into race mode right away just to see how that is, and it's awesome. It's got a lot of power. I didn't get up to 30 or anything yet because I do want to charge the battery up, but you know, this thing definitely has power, and that's what I was looking for. So here we go. We'll give it a shot. All right, here we go. Alright, well, yeah, as you can see, it's got power. Alright, we're back. I did a quick test drive up and down my street here. Nothing crazy. I don't want to do a ton of filming on the bike because it's kind of hard to film anyway. So my son has a one wheel. He can kind of follow me around, but Mainly this video is about like build quality, how to set it up, and that type of thing. So what I would say, assembly wise, this took me about, I guess, 45 minutes, right? Had to put the front tire on, had to assemble the headlight, had to mount it. It's got the little horn. I haven't put the alarm system on it yet because it's not that big a deal. It just zip ties underneath here and you got a little remote. I'm guessing it works like a car alarm where if somebody's tampering with it, it's got like a little shock sensor in there that it senses that and it'll start chirping at them, and if they take off with it, it'll go crazy. I heard the thing is crazy loud, and you know, that's to be expected. It should be. Kind of a novelty idea. It's not that really crazy to have a little alarm system. I guess if you know about it, you can probably just rip it off and throw it away. But we'll see. I might mount it and whatnot. The luggage rack I like. One guy had one that had a box on the back, like a little tote box that opened up, and it actually had like a little rear pad on it. I think I'm going to get that. That's on Amazon. I think they're like $50 or something. They're not even that much money, and I think that would be a cool accessory to have. You can put your helmet in there when you're not using it, lock it, put little groceries or whatever if you want to run to the store. So that's a pretty cool feature. I think I will get that. And the other bike I got, the Aerial D-Class, Aerial Rider D-Class, doesn't have the rack, and they're sold out of it. So that's kind of a bummer. So I'm glad this bike has that already. That's going to be pretty handy. I'm also going to accessorize this a little bit more, so in upcoming videos I'll show some different things I did to it. If I keep it, which I'm probably going to keep it. That's basically it. So the bike's cool. I don't see any major problems with it. I think it's going to be a good overall bike for me. I mean, the price for these things, I get it, right? They're over $2 grand. They're not cheap. So it's a big purchase for a lot of people, and I get that. And I wanted to make sure this is the right fit, but having them both, the D-Class Aerial Rider or D-Series and the HyperScorpion, they're really good head-to-head bikes. So I'm excited to see how they perform against each other, and that's the main thing that I want to talk to you guys about and show you, because that, you know, there's a lot of people out there like yourselves probably that are comparing these two bikes, and they're like, what should I get? They're both about the same price. They're both about $2,400, $2,500 bucks. And you know, if I'm going to spend that much money, what's the better choice? The Super 73, I think, is another bike. I heard kind of out of all of them, that's not the greatest one to get. So I kind of didn't even look at that one. Plus, it was a little further out to ship. They seem to be having hub motor problems and things. I think the overall general quality of this bike is, from the other videos I've seen online, a lot of people were saying it's kind of medium. They have had a few issues with it. You know, I guess it's to be expected, right? They're not going to be perfect, all of them, but hopefully I got a good one, and hopefully it rocks. Overall, let's see. I'm excited to put the phone mount here. It's got a little mount that holds this. That's going to be really nice. And let's go over the specs real quick in case you're just browsing and found this video online. So this thing will do 30 plus miles per hour, I think 33, 34 miles per hour. It's got a 70 plus mile an hour range, not mile an hour, mile range. 52 volt, 19.2 amp hour battery, and a 1,000 watt roto blade motor. And I think the roto blade just means it's a little bit stronger. They use a higher quality nylons or something in the wheels, or aluminum, I don't know. Cadence and torque pedal assist, which I don't know what that is, to be honest, but I know it's the assist of the pedal system, and I just tested it and it worked awesome. So puncture resistant tires. There was another guy that did videos that didn't really say they were very puncture resistant or if it was really a gimmick or not, but either way they claim it has it. It's cool if it works. I hope it does. And then it's about 100 pounds. That's pretty heavy, but you know, when you're on it, I kind of like the weight. It feels good. It feels real maneuverable and manageable. It feels like a little, you know, moped or scooter, which is cool. And the display, even though it's not like, it's not color and it's not all crazy fancy like some of the other bikes have, I think it does what it needs to. It shows everything in a nice, you know, format, and looks good. You know, I like it. I think it looks pretty good. So I haven't even gone through the gears. I haven't tried any of that. One thing I will say, remember I had in the beginning of the video, I said, oh, I have a little damage on the headlight. Well, Another thing I'm having an issue with is the turn signals. These two are not lighting up. The rear ones work, the brake light works, the headlight works. The front turn signals are not working, so you know, now I have to email them and ask them about that. But other than that, I'm happy with it. I think I would consider buying this at this day and age. You know, it's only been a few hours, but I think it's a good bike, and I hope it lives up to what it is. You know, so yeah. So the main thing I want to say next is I'm going to be unboxing the aerial rider next, doing kind of the same thing, quick tutorial, and go through that, how to assemble it. Not that I really showed how to assemble this. I mean, it's really self-explanatory, right? You put the front tire on, you put the handlebars on, you connect a few little wires, and you just take off all the packaging tape. So there's not really much to really tutorialize on that. It's a bike that, you know, other than it just takes some time because you don't want to scratch it or damage it. You want to spend your time putting it together, but yeah, it's pretty simple. So anybody can do it. The only problem I was having, since I was doing it by myself, is when it's on the rear tire and there's no front tire and the kickstand's not down, or even if it was down, the weight of the bike was real heavy and it kept wanting to tip on me. So I recommend getting somebody to help you assemble it, which most people would. But yeah, so I'm going to diagnose hopefully the front turn signals, and we'll go to the next video here and show you a little bit more. I'm going to mount the phone mount today and some other things, but yeah, juiced HyperScorpion, guys. I think it's a winner. Alright guys, yeah, to finish this video off, you know, my first impressions overall, I like it. I think the build quality is good. I would buy this, and I recommend, if you guys are on the fence about getting one, probably just get one because it's a pretty badass bike. And also, yeah, don't forget, please share, like this video, or subscribe, like this video. Share it too if you want. For anybody else that's interested in getting e-bikes, I'm going to do another one with the aerial rider next, and do the exact same thing, and then we're going to compare these two. It's going to be awesome. So yeah, look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Peace.